update us on overnight? Obviously, last night there was talk about whether the team would carry on or not. Anything to update us on?
Oh, we weren't talking about if we're leaving or not. We're going to Madrid, so we as a team, we hear everyone what their thoughts are. Maybe people are talking about it, but us as a team, we're committed to going all the way to Madrid. Simple.
And what's the feeling on the bus amongst the riders?
Oh, the guys are all right. I think they concentrating on the bike race. Obviously, yesterday was wasn't a great day for us to deal with all that, but we got through that, and the team's quite resilient at the moment. We got Richard sitting on 10th. He's doing really well. Ethan's had a great race, so we're trying to focus on that. We're trying to just focus on what we are. We're a sports team, we're cracking on with it.
I know the riders. I mean, people have been talking in the press on the riders have had some blowback from their colleagues, and the environment is obviously not the nicest for them. Have you been subject to that as director sportifs as well? Other teams expressing their opinion that you should go home, to you personally?
They haven't. No team's come to us and said we think you should go home. I think everyone's got their opinions. A lot of them actually feel for us, to be honest. There's been quite a lot of support from the teams. Rider-wise, I think there's also been some riders supporting, some riders feeling a bit bad, but I think Jorgenson's been probably the most vocal in the CPO group. He's probably the guy who's had the most to say, so maybe you should go ask Jorgenson what he thinks. Our stance is we're a sports team, and we don't mix politics, but obviously it's got to a point for him, so maybe he's got a lot more to say and add to this.
So Jorgenson, on the CPA group you're talking about privately, but he's been vocal?
Yeah, he's been pretty vocal, messaging the guys to leave, so I don't know if he made him the king of the Vuelta, but maybe you should go ask him what he thinks.
Yeah, I think those statements were made in a private group chat among riders, and I think that's pretty inappropriate for him to say it publicly to the media, and I think shows his standpoint quite clearly. So for me, I don't have a comment to make on it, and I've already voiced my opinion in the situations where I'm able to and where I'll make an impact.
Thanks.
Thanks.
What do you think about should these protesters be here at the bike race? I mean, you think they have their place to protest?
Look, I mean, everyone's got a right to speak. I mean, nobody has an issue with all the flags and the support and for different causes. As long as it's just a peaceful thing. I mean, you've got to remember that we're a team here that's riding bikes. That's the end of the day. That's who we are. Lots of different nationalities. I think, and there's a big. Our team is a big team. There's a lot of people behind the team, and it's been tough, man. It's not easy to be here when all of this is going around and everyone's looking at us. But when I look around the peloton, there's also some questionable sponsors in the race as well. So, I mean, if we leave, they're coming from them next. So,
what do you think the solution is? Because as you say, we're going to Madrid. That's what you said, the team, and everybody else here wants to go to Madrid. But another stage like yesterday, perhaps the Vuelta risks, stopping. So, what's the solution?
Well, I mean, we already proposed the solution yesterday because we knew it was going to be like that. Other guys wanted to race, so it's no surprise to us that happened.
What's the solution, sorry?
There was no. So our solution yesterday was we think we should neutralise the race. We didn't want to do that, but we could feel the tension. We knew it was building. The race knew it was building. Of course, it's not an easy decision. So we knew it was going to come to that. We'd hoped it didn't come to that. It eventuated like that. But at the end of the day, teams wanted to race, and if teams want to race, we don't want to stop the race either. We're in it to race. That's why we're here. We're racing bikes. And if the consensus is to keep racing, as it is, we keep racing. Of course, it's not ideal, but we're here to race.
Can I just ask one more thing, Daryl? Yesterday, obviously, Sylvain was in the car. He's not here this morning. Was that a bit of a relief for you guys that he got to see what you've been experiencing? Were you happy that he was here to see it?
Yeah, I think so. I think Sylvain wanted to come and see it. There's no doubt he knows there's a lot of things going on at the moment, and he came to feel it. Obviously, didn't enjoy seeing what was going on, but at the end of the day, he's also passionate about the team. He's passionate about who we are, how we race our bikes, and he enjoyed the race for what it was up until that point where it got neutralised.
Thank you, Daryl. Just an idea, just kind of how crazy that situation was yesterday as a cyclist there on the road.
I think it was, there were just two moments where it was dangerous, one going through the first time finish line, and then one time on a climb we were riding through some protesters with a banner. But I think in general I felt pretty safe on the bike, and I think we got through the stage well.
I mean, it looks crazy. It looks at times very dangerous. What can be done? I mean, do you wish higher ups would make a decision? What's your take on how can we go forward and have a bike race here?
I think as a rider, I have very little control over the situation and don't have much choice or power in this situation. So I don't really have solutions for you. I think I'm voicing my opinion where I can, and I think the rest is left to the people that can make decisions.
You give us an idea what's the vibe in the peloton when you talk to your colleagues out there?
I think we're all adapting to the situation as well as we can. I think I think sometimes as cyclists we're really in our own world and focused on, we have to be focused on our tasks, so we're all sometimes annoyed when the situations arise, and we're just trying to encourage everyone to kind of come out of that and realize, I guess, the bigger situations and take some perspective.
Obviously there's a lot of chatter, but like I said, most of the talking is about guys not knowing what's going to happen or what's going on or what the best thing to do is. I mean, there's no easy solution, unfortunately, so we just have to hope everyone stays safe.
Yeah, definitely a strange situation, you know. There was a bit of anticipation before the stage. We knew that it was going to be a tricky area, obviously, with all the protests and everything. So, in the end, I would say, in general, I think it wasn't as bad as I thought it could be, to be honest with you. But then, they did disrupt the race here and there, so that wasn't ideal. You know, it's never good when politics and sports mix up. But so it's unfortunate, but we just have to deal with it. And also, it's a bummer because, as you saw, like Tom is on a phenomenal form. So he was maybe he didn't get the result we were hoping for in the end, but it is what it is. So.
It bodes well for Tom for the coming mountain stages if he can have that sort of aggressive attack over Jonas that looks good. Can you give us an insider's kind of feeling? How dangerous is the situation when you're out there with protesters of any kind, and what to do going forward? I mean, do you wish somebody higher up would make a decision for the riders, for everyone's safety?
Yeah, it is a bit nerve-wracking for sure. It's hard to say because I'm in no position to say what should we do or how the organizers should take care of the situation. So I'm trying to be mindful as well. Like for them, it must be really difficult. They have to make calls on the spot and make them quick. To keep I think they do have the rider safety at heart. So that's for sure. But then what to do about it? I'm not so sure. We just. It is nerve-wracking sometimes. Like you're not too sure what's going to come up next, or you can protest all you want, but then when people get on the road and they put our safety but also their own safety at risk, it's not great. So hopefully keep the protesting on the side of the road and not on the road for the upcoming stages, and see how it goes.
No, to be honest, the alignment together with the organizer and UCI, is what we want as a riders, because as we can understand, we want to know what's going on. If so, for sure, as a rider, I repeat what I said yesterday, we will not be in position to put pressure on Israel, on an Israel rider, because it's by chance you are not in this team. It's by the market, and this, if they proposed me a contract last year and I was out of contract, why not? We can't go as a rider, on my point of view, versus our colleague. That is the main point. Then the evaluation to continuing the racing or not is between Israel team, the riders, how they feel, because I feel sorry for them, to be honest, because I know how hard it is going through this stage in Vuelta, and they do it with people screaming on them really bad words. So it's hard for them, and I'm sorry for that, but it's their decision, and they need to talk with the organizer or this, but that can't come from the other riders, on my point of view.
How are you? Are you preparing yourself for what's to come with Angliru and Farapona?
Yeah, for sure. I said at the start of the week it was going to be a difficult week, but one that we're looking forward to because, Tom's in great shape. We're looking to defend his GC, obviously, if not improve. So I think this week will be a big test for that. And then for the rest of us, we're just, in support and trying to get him fresh and ready, when the time comes for him to make his move. So that's the goal, and that's what we're here to do. So.
What's your honest feeling? I mean, do you think he can take it to Jonas, or do you think this is kind of that was his wheelhouse yesterday, short, steep climbs?
Yeah, for sure. I think the climb suited him well. Like a 5 to 6 minute effort and right up Tom's alley. So for sure, it's better for him to put Jonas under pressure. Like on a 1 hour climb, it could be a bit different. But also, he can take confidence because all the other climbs that we did so far, it was, some 20, 30 minute efforts, and he was always up there looking really calm and composed. So I think he's biding his time, and he just has to send it and see what happens. So
we never really know. You don't quite know how Jonas is. I mean, perhaps there's something missing after the Tour de France. You don't quite know what's. Obviously, he's won 2 stages so far, but you don't know.
Yeah, definitely. I think being the Vuelta, I think there is almost always a little bit more uncertainty. You're deep into the season. Some guys have already won, if not 2 Grand Tours sometimes in the legs. So you could be flying, could be good until you kind of crash and burn. You never know what happens. So week 2 and especially week 3, that's when things can unravel pretty quick. So a few seconds here and there in the first week can become minutes and tens of minutes. In the last days of a Grand Tour. So yeah, that's why we're trying to be conservative, cautious, and then just take it day by day. And hopefully Tom just keeps flying until Madrid. So that's the goal.